Alright, hey everybody, this is a very quick and dirty tutorial of the Cossack catcher fight. This fight is very straightforward, there's nothing really much to say about it, but I'll just go through a really quick explanation of what's going on so that if anybody did have any questions on it, hopefully they can be answered here. Um, so obviously you want to start this fight with a charge. So the first thing you want to do is something that's incredibly subtle. You want to do a slight hesitation and then slide. It's like a very tiny hesitation. If you do a frame perfect slide off the start of the fight, Cossack will actually start to move, and you don't want that. You want to actually halt his movement. And the way you can control Cossack's movement in this fight is due to sliding. If you slide when Cossack starts to move, it'll cancel his horizontal movement when he goes across the screen like this. Cossack has two different patterns, one where he can go up and down first, and then left and right, or he'll go left and right first and then up and down. So depending on what pattern he gives you, it can be easier to control him or harder to control him. So what he usually does, if you're playing Rockman 4, is he will usually move pretty much right at the start of the fight. However, it's not right at the start, so you need to have a slight hesitation before you slide. This will lock him in this position here. What I do is I jump up here, and then I get one jump in again before he starts to move either down or left and right again the second time. The idea that I try to do here for this fight is I try to get Cossack Catcher to be about here, so right over top of this corner, basically. And I'm going to be sliding in this corner. And the goal is to try to lock him in this place for the entire fight until right near the very end. I want him to move over this way so that I can slide over across this way, jump up, and get my last hit in so that I'm closer to where the cutscene begins, which is right here. The idea here is basically jump up, shoot him, and then get him to move a little bit over here, and then slide and jump up and shoot him again, and then hopefully with some luck you can continuously slide down here and jump up and shoot him at the right times to kill him quickly. So there's the first shot. I hesitate a little bit and wait for him to move a little bit away from the corner so I have a little more room here to play with. Then I slide, that locks him in place, and I jump up and get my second hit in. Then it's just slide in the corner, and if you get a good pattern, actually, he'll go up and down first. You actually want that, because that keeps his position here. But the sliding is what controls his left and right movement. And then there you saw, for the last hit, because you only need to take Cossack's HP down to 2 hit points, and that's what triggers the cutscene. So that last hit, here I'll rewind a little bit. So here, his HP is now at 4. So now what I want is I want him to shift a little bit this way, and I'm going to slide underneath him and then jump up and get this last hit in. So he shifted a bit. That gives me plenty of room. I'm not in any danger of jumping up into him. Jump up, get the last hit, and this triggers the cutscene now so that Mega Man walks here, and the rest is, I will break you, Mega Man. Or I'm gonna break you, Mega Man. So yeah, so that's pretty much the entirety of that fight. There's nothing really to it. It's just a matter of practicing the slides. You don't actually even need to slide into the corner. It's just the slide that will activate the... it'll basically just activate sort of that stoppage, sort of like how a flash stopper works in the entirety of the game, where you can extend the length of flash stopper by sliding. Exact same thing here. It's that same sort of halting motion from the slide that triggers the stop left and right movement for Cossack.